Good evening, Tallahassee. This is student meteorologist Nico Sapienza. We have a lot of weather to talk about tonight, but first we're going to take our live look at Doak Campbell Stadium, where right now it is sunny and 82 degrees. It was a bit warmer. You could feel that today than it was yesterday, but we still got no clouds in the sky. We do have our wind out at a west-northwest at 6 miles an hour, so we aren't really having much of a sea breeze today. But as you can see around the area, as our current temperatures right now, right around the mid-80s, it's gotten down to 81 just in the last few moments in Tallahassee. There is a little tiny bit of a sea breeze in Apalachicola, but it hasn't moved inland very far today because of that west-northwesterly wind. So pretty much area-wide we're within a degree of 80. But our main thing we're going to talk about later, if you have friends or family out in western Texas through western Kansas and eastern New Mexico, they're going to have to deal with some potential fires this week. So definitely let them know about that. We're also going to talk about the low pressure system rolling into the northern plains and talking about weekend plans, and we may have some storms on our Saturday, so that's something we need to talk about too. All this and more on FSU weather.
Good evening, Tallahassee. I'm student meteorologist Joey Silvestri.
And I'm Autumn Jancy.
And we have a lot to talk about today on this Tuesday edition of FSU Weather. So we're going to start out, it was a beautiful day here in Tallahassee today. It started out a little bit cooler, but then warmed up as the day went on. But outside of Tallahassee, there are some concerns that we have going on throughout the next few days, such as fire weather in the southwest and even some severe weather.
And I'll touch on that later and discuss how we'll be checking on our friends down in Fort Lauderdale and see how they're doing after the flooding that's occurred recently with those high levels of rain. And we'll also talk about how it's going in the rest of the Southeast and in the rest of America. But also it is Earth Month and it is Earth Day this weekend on the 22nd. You have any plans to celebrate the planet?
I'm actually going to be playing some baseball on our beautiful planet on Saturday and Sunday. So hopefully on Earth Day it doesn't rain so much. That way we can really get the most out of Earth Day and enjoy it to the best of our abilities.
Exactly, and make sure you treasure our planet. I have my little Earth pin on. Definitely step outside and appreciate the beautiful planet we have. But let's hear from Cicely and hear how it's looking in our local area for the weather.
Thank you so much, Autumn and Joey. Yeah, looking right now at Doak Campbell Stadium, it is a great day outside, 82 degrees, super sunny, and we're going to be talking a little bit about those fiery conditions that we were talking about earlier. And as you can see right now, 83, we are pretty close to the average in 1927, 92 degrees. It's not that high as of right now, but you can see we are definitely above we're close to the average for the actual in April. And looking at our current temperatures, 81 in Tallahassee, super nice, as I said. And you can see it's 71 here in Apalachicola, which is 10 degrees different, which is coming from that sea breeze that Joey or Nico was talking about earlier, coming from the Gulf breeze. And we're going to see here in Tallahassee 36. It is a lot more dry around this Big Bend area than it has been in the past in April. And that is due to this high pressure system up here that is bringing in those hotter and drier, more arid temperatures and conditions. And seeing tonight, we're going to be at 54 degrees, a little bit colder than usual, so definitely bring a jacket as you're going out. And for our future, we can see that there are a lot of clouds going on coming into Thursday, Wednesday, as you can see, but no rain. And for our marine forecast, there is a pretty high wind speed, but it's pretty good for boating conditions in Panama City Beach. As you can see, 10 is the UV, so wear your sunscreen. And looking at Lake Jackson, beautiful day out, 82, super sunny. And for our nurseries, you can see beautiful day, vegetation is growing, it's April, it's spring, beautiful day out. And as you can see here, our hourly forecast for tomorrow afternoon, 70 degrees, going into the 80s later by 5 p.m. Super great day out. And for our 7-day, we are ending Ramadan on on Friday, sorry. The end of Ramadan on Friday. Saturday is Earth Day, and it will be a stormy, rainy day. Might be a few clouds here and there, but it will be sunny later on. And as you can see, 80s going into the 70s throughout the week. We'll be getting a little bit colder into the weekend, but nothing to be too concerned about. And on Tuesday, we're going to be looking at 81 back up. So great week overall, 50s and 40s. Definitely look out for that as you're going out this weekend, and have a great week. And we're going to be taking a look over in the rest of the Florida area from Autumn. Autumn.
Thank you so much, Cicely. So it is a lovely, lovely and refreshingly temperate day today here in our area of Florida. Luckily, it's not as hot as we've seen in the past, but it is decently warm. Definitely not as hot as it is, though. We're seeing here that in Lake Okeechobee, down in the central area, it's hitting 79 degrees. As we get a little farther down south in the Florida Keys, in Duck Key, Florida, it's reaching 82, 75 in Jacksonville, and then in Isles Beach, which is near Fort Lauderdale, we're seeing it's 79, so it's getting a bit warm again there too. And we're definitely seeing those temperatures reflect here in Tallahassee. It's 81 degrees. We're a little bit warmer than the rest of the region near us. Jacksonville, Panama City, and Pensacola all in the lower 70s. But as we continue getting down south, down to our neighbors in the south near Key West, it is approaching 80 degrees again. And we're definitely seeing, as Cicely mentioned, those hot gusty winds coming in from the northwest are making it a lot more dry in our area up until the central part of Florida, which we normally don't see here. In my experience being on this show this year, I have not once seen Florida brown like that. But as we get down closer to Miami and in those hotter areas, it's definitely a little bit more humid in their neck of the woods. As for Florida, luckily we're not seeing any rain today, or most likely not tomorrow either. But to our friends in Louisiana, as you can see here, they are seeing some showers, especially near central Louisiana, and then down along their coastline near Cameron County, Louisiana. They're going to be seeing some showers and some gusty storms coming through to them today. And then that rip current risk, it's nothing too extreme or major. For most of the state, we're seeing it's a low to moderate risk for most of the state. But as we get down into the southeast in Broward County, all the way from Port St. Lucie down to the Key West, we're seeing a high risk for rip currents. So if you do plan on being out in the water in the next few days, definitely be cautious. We're definitely seeing gusty winds coming in from the Atlantic Ocean, and that could be lending into why we're seeing an increased risk of rip currents. But as for Miami, it's looking pretty warm today. 80 degrees, dropping down to 68 by tonight. But then as for Thursday and Friday, they will begin to see some storms coming back in their region. Hopefully we won't have, and it's more of as much as that flooding that area was seeing earlier this week. I'll talk more about that later. And then as for Orlando, it is going to be looking a little bit stormy for them tomorrow. No rain, but it will be a bit cloudy, dropping their temperatures down a little bit lower to 82, dropping down to 60. But then as they get back into their weekend, it's creeping into the upper 80s, which we're more used to seeing, which is good. And then Tampa, it's looking a little bit cloudy again, but they'll continue getting warmer towards the end of the week. And Jacksonville, same thing, a little bit cooler, but it's definitely going to get more warm as they progress through the rest of the week. But Nico, let's see how it's looking in the rest of the southeast.
Yes, thank you, Autumn. Yeah, looking around the southeast, we do also have Pensacola, which is going to be in the upper 70s the next 3 days, as they are closer to the coast and do have the sea breeze. But as we take a look at tonight's temperatures, they're going to be around 54 degrees in Florida, and then tomorrow it's going to be near 86. So as we do end up having a warm day tomorrow with this pretty warm weather. But as we look around the southeast, we're looking at some campuses at Auburn, Alabama. A few friends go to the University at Auburn. 78 under sunny skies right now. It looks really nice there. New Orleans, you have some clouds, but the temperature is pretty nice. Atlanta looks beautiful at 79 with a sunny sky. Starkville, Mississippi, it says it's 88. Their reporting site has been off for the last couple weeks. A couple weeks ago it said it was 108. I don't think it's 88 degrees there right now. I think it's a little bit cooler than that. But you can see area-wide around the southeast, temperatures within a few degrees of 80, except where you're having more clouds and some showers across parts of Louisiana today, which has kept the temperatures there in the low 70s. And then once you obviously get into parts of Florida, earlier today they got up to the mid 80s. They've had the sea breeze in central Florida now, so they've cooled off quite a bit. But look at our dew point temperatures. A 36-degree dew point in Tallahassee. This is very abnormally dry air for this time of the year, but then you go down to Miami and you got your dew point at 60. So you got your normal hot, humid air that you normally have at this time of the year down there. And then as you can see ahead of the next system in the plains, Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas, you're starting to get higher dew points, you're starting to get more moisture, and that's going to create some showers and storms, particularly as we head into tomorrow, that could be severe. So definitely let your family and friends out there know about that. But as we look at our moisture levels today, other than the moisture over Louisiana, it's pretty dry. A little bit of moisture off the coast of the Panhandle, but nothing in the way of showers as we head into this evening. So if you're going to be out at the beach today, it's going to be a nice evening. Just if you're going to Louisiana, that's really the only place in the southeast of concern and parts of eastern Texas, because we do have a high pressure over parts of the southeast, which is dominating the area and creating that nice weather that we are having this evening. As we take a look at the temperatures tonight, under those clear skies, we are going to cool off to 54. It won't be as cool as it was last night, but still going to be pretty chilly. But out to the west, you're closer to 61 degrees, Little Rock, Shreveport, New Orleans, because you're getting closer to that warm and humid air, which will keep those temperatures at night tonight a little bit warmer than they've been over the past couple nights out that way. Montgomery, you're at 50, you're our coolest spot on the map, and that's a lot of it's due to the clear skies and being able to get radiational cooling tonight. As we look at the southeast radar, as we head into Wednesday, we don't have anything out here, but out in Oklahoma, Arkansas, especially as you head into Thursday, you're starting to see these storms develop, and some of these could be strong to severe on Thursday across parts of northeast Texas into Arkansas. So if you have family and friends out there, make sure that they're well aware of the threat of severe weather as we head into the middle of the week. As we head into tomorrow, it's going to get pretty warm. 86 in Tallahassee, 86 in Tampa, a lot of the areas in the southeast even up at 87 degrees. And as we take a look at our 3-day outlook in Key West, it's going to be in the 80s pretty much. So if you're going to be going out to Key West on vacation, then it's going to be pretty nice. But now I'm going to pass things off to Sloan.
Yes, thank you so much, Nico, for that look at our southeast. We're now going to travel over to the southwest, which are experiencing some conditions that are making it favorable for fires and some severe weather to occur. So here we have our camera in Lubbock, Texas, and this is one of those cities in the southwest that are experiencing these conditions that are making it favorable for some fires and for some severe weather. So right here we have a look at our southwest. We can see that there are some critical conditions going on in terms of our fire weather outlook. So these cities in the red right here, Albuquerque, things like that, Trinidad, that's where the fire weather outlook is not looking super great. So definitely be aware of that if you're in one of those regions in the red. And then also, as we can see, those conditions are moving up to the north in my home state of Nebraska. So shout out to Nebraska. But in North Platte right here, we are experiencing similar conditions to the southwest in terms of that fire weather. And then right here we have a look at our wind speed and direction. As we can see, it is extremely windy. It's coming up from the southwest, especially in Kansas right here. Super, super windy, which is good conditions for fires. So definitely be wary of that. And then over here in Colorado and states kind of around the Midwest, we see that it's very dry. Our dew point temperatures are a lot lower than normal. As we can see, we have a dry line right here, which is kind of separating the humidity that we're seeing over here with the very, very dry conditions that we're seeing closer towards Colorado. And then right here we have just a look at our watches and warnings in the southwest region. So if your city is in one of these pink areas, that's where it's going to be a warning, and you're definitely going to want to be prepared for that. And then right here we have a little bit of a look at our storm outlook closer towards the Great Plains region. So that's where we can be experiencing some severe thunderstorms, hail, wind damage, things like that. And then the same kind of thing is going around in the southeast. If your city is in one of these areas, definitely just watch out for that severe weather. And now we're going to take a look at the Plains region up towards the north with Joey.
That's right, yeah. So now we're going to switch over to some snowfall and take a look at Devil's Lake, and you'll see some of that snow off the side of the road. But this is in North Dakota, where we have been experiencing some snow. And so now we're going to take a look at the active alerts, and most of these active alerts are in Montana, and you'll see the winter weather advisories and even some winter storm warnings still active in northern Montana. We also have some heavy rainfall that's happened, as we have flood advisories and flood warnings over in the Dakotas. So now taking a look at the radar, and you'll see a lot of that rain that's still ongoing currently, and you'll see it kind of moving from a south to north pattern into a lot of Montana, and there's also some snowfall along with this a little more west out towards western Montana and definitely into Idaho, but definitely a two-headed monster right here with rainfall and snow. Taking a look at the temperatures, and this is one of the reasons we're seeing some of that snowfall turn into rain, is that a lot of our colder temperatures are over where there's a little bit higher altitude or a higher land, like mountain regions, where you'll see 35 over in Great Falls. But then as we go off to the east, the temperatures are warmer, which is why we have more rainfall and flooding going on out there. But tonight, you'll see those temperatures drop off, and we'll be right around that freezing mark, which is why we do have winter storm advisories for a lot of these regions. So Billings, you'll be 36, Baker 36, so you definitely could transition from a rain to snowfall at some point throughout the night if it gets cool enough. Taking a look at the snowfall forecast, we'll see that most of it is going to be in about central Montana. Lewistown could see up to 16 inches of snow, but all throughout Montana, we could be experiencing anywhere from 1 to 5 or 6 inches. And we'll see that over the next week, during next week, we'll see that the west might be a little bit warmer and out east where we'll be cooler. So now we're going to go take a look at some fire safety tips at the desk with Nico and Cicely.
Thank you so much, Joey. Yeah, as Joey just said, we are actually going to be talking about the opposite of snow and talk about some fire safety tips. So a few things that you need to know are a combination of parameters including relative humidity, wind speed and direction, and soil moisture. So the higher those wind speeds, the more likely there are for some fires. And what about those weather conditions that are like?
Yes, so we have the dry weather out in parts of the southwest. We have the wind, like you mentioned. We also have low humidity, and that dry, warm weather with windy conditions is the perfect storm to spread fires. So if you're out there, definitely take your fire precautions and don't start any burns because you don't want to be the cause of a wildfire.
Exactly. I know California is a big place for that, and so for some fire safety tips we have during these dry conditions is choosing some fire safe materials when you're building or improving your home, and also the difference between a fire weather watch and a warning is the watch is you need to be prepared because those conditions are very possible for a fire to start, and then a warning.
A warning is when we have the conditions already happening. It's similar to, like, you talk about the tornado watches and the tornado warnings where its conditions are favorable and then it's happening. If you have a red flag warning, especially, you need to take it seriously. You do not want to start fires then, or you could easily start a wildfire.
Exactly. So definitely, like in places like California and Nevada, definitely be careful during those dry conditions and areas, especially as the summer starts coming and hotter weather begins. And we're going to take a look into Fort Lauderdale with Autumn because they had severe rain over the week.
Absolutely. And so while we're on the topic of severe weather, it's definitely important to highlight how our friends in Fort Lauderdale have been doing. So let's take a look at Fort Lauderdale and see what exactly makes that area what it is. So Fort Lauderdale has a lot of interesting facts. As you can see here, there's 24 miles of beaches along the Atlantic Ocean in that region, and it's a very biodiverse area with 3-tiered coral reef habitats and over 70 artificial reefs down in Fort Lauderdale, as well as that the Port Everglades is the 3rd largest cruise ship port in the world. Same with all of South Florida, Miami, all those areas. I'm sure if you've taken a cruise, you've most likely ported out of South Florida. So it's a very busy hub, a lot always going on. Let's take a look at how it's looking in the Fort Lauderdale International Airport today. Beautiful skies, beautiful clear day for flying, so hopefully they've had no delays or any issues with that. But that's definitely different to what they saw earlier in this week. But still, as for right now, it is a comfortable 79 degrees, partly cloudy, pretty sunny, with some moderate winds coming in from the east-northeast at 14 miles an hour. And as for these temperatures, again, pretty moderate temperatures for us in Florida. 79 is a nice break from the 80s, so it's 79 in Boca Raton, going all the way down to Fort Lauderdale, and it just drops down to 78 in Hollywood, and then back down up to 79 degrees in Miami. And the satellite and radar, what I was speaking about earlier about those interesting facts about Fort Lauderdale, another one of the interesting facts about it is Fort Lauderdale is what we call a floodplain. And as for the entirety of Florida, except for here in Tallahassee, we have all these hills, but Florida is a very flat state. The topography of the state, as you can see, is very, very flat, very low elevation, and especially along the coastline of Florida, that Florida used to be underwater, so especially along the coast, that is basically the shore. So this area all around here, as you can see, is very flat, especially because of the high levels of development, and that is what made that area very susceptible to floods. But thankfully for them, the satellite and radar isn't showing any showers or severe things going on as for today, but I'll get into later that might change later this week. As for the temperatures tonight, though, it will be dropping down to 69 in Fort Lauderdale, 69 in Pembroke Pines, and same temperatures down in Miami, dropping a little cooler down to 65 degrees in Penisco, and then 63 in Tarrytown. But as for the future radar, they might be seeing some clouds and some scattered showers coming in from Wednesday to Thursday. And we definitely are seeing those showers coming back into that area, which they're a little bit risky because they're already very sensitive because of what's occurred already. So let's hope that everything goes great for those showers that they're seeing. And you can see that the deepest points, the red points, definitely seem to be hitting the areas that were already susceptible. And those precipitation reports for what happened earlier this week, take a look at how much rain they got. 25, almost 26 inches in Fort Lauderdale, inches in Hollywood. The lowest was 13 inches in Coconut Grove, which is still a lot of rain. But as for their 3-day outlook, they have sunny skies tomorrow, but then as we can see, it is getting a few more showers Thursday and Friday, hitting 80, 81, and dropping down into the high 70s. But Sloan, let's hear about what else is going on.
Yes, thank you so much, Autumn, for that look at Fort Lauderdale. We're now going to take things a little bit closer to home, back here in Tallahassee. So as of right now on Landis, it's absolutely beautiful, 81 degrees and sunny. So if you're not outside, definitely get outside on Landis. Tonight it's going to be just a little bit cooler at 53 degrees, and it's going to be partly cloudy. So still a pretty good night to go ahead and go take a walk with friends or do something outside again. And then in terms of our flights that we're looking at, no delays as of right now. It's absolutely beautiful, clear skies in Tallahassee. So if you do have a flight, no worries for that concern. And then today in space, we actually have our Lyrid meteor shower going on right now, which takes place between April 16th through the 25th. And the peak is actually this Saturday. So make sure that if you're not doing anything Saturday night, definitely go out and watch that meteor shower because those are super, super cool. Meteors actually date back 27 centuries. So definitely a very cool lore to look at. So make sure that you're outside Saturday, April 22nd. And then right here we have a look at our animal walk forecast. These are actually Nancy, our fearless leader, and FSU weather advisor's dogs. Big shout out to Shay, who just experienced her 5th birthday. So hopefully Shay is going to be able to go on a nice little walk tomorrow morning. It's going to be pretty nice, 9 a.m., 60 degrees, quickly heating up at 11 a.m. to 74. So be thinking of Shay as you experience your Wednesday morning. And then in terms of our beach forecast, it's going to be super, super nice at Panama City Beach. So definitely think about making a little day trip maybe. It's going to be 81 degrees, super, super nice with a UV index of 10. So definitely make sure that you pack some sunscreen in your beach bag and just be careful. And then we also have our annual banquet going on in the North Florida chapter of AMS, so definitely be sure to take a look at that. It's going to be 81 degrees, partly cloudy, pretty mild winds, so definitely make sure to check that out at 6 p.m. And then also we have our FSU circus that's going on. Still, again, super, super nice weather for that, partly cloudy, 79 degrees, and that's going to be April 22nd and April 21st, so definitely make sure to go out and support the Knolls at the circus. And then we also have an Earth Day Festival coming up, which is going to be super nice weather again, April 22nd. So definitely make sure that you go ahead and check that out. 77 at noon, absolutely perfect weather for our beautiful Earth Day Festival. And then right here we have our 4-day outlook. It's looking super, super nice for the rest of the week. Saturday it's going to be a little bit stormy, so watch out for that. Maybe bring an umbrella wherever your Saturday plans may take you. But the rest of the week is looking pretty nice and pretty sunny. So Cicely, let's take one last look at our local.
Thank you so much, Sloan. I definitely need to check out that circus, and I am so excited for Earth Day, even though it will be a little bit stormy, but definitely have to be outside. Bring an umbrella, enjoy the rain. It's currently 82 degrees. We can see that sun starting to set over Doak. Beautiful day out, as I said. 81 here, 71 in Apalachicola, like I said, because of that sea breeze really, really lowering those temperatures, but we are not seeing that here because of those dry temperatures. 36 dew point, you can see it's so much more arid than usual in this entire Big Bend area, and that is due to this high pressure system that is coming in from the north. and we're seeing really dry, arid conditions all over the Florida region, except Miami area. 54 degrees tonight is our low. Kind of pretty good temperature, but I mean, I'm kind of from the south, so you know, I always need a jacket when I go out. And tomorrow we are going to be looking at 86 degrees, beautiful sunny weather. And Quincy, also 86 degrees, great day overall. Our future radar, as I said before, we're going to see some cloudy conditions coming in from Wednesday going into Thursday, and we're going to see that storm, like I said, on Saturday. For our hourly, we are looking at 75 at 11 a.m., going into the 80s later on into 5 p.m. Marine forecast, beautiful day for the boat. I wish I had a boat here, but I do not. If you're going to Panama City Beach, definitely wear some sunscreen. 10 UV, that is actually insane. Definitely need to wear that sunscreen or you will get skin cancer. You do not want to do that. Like I said, it is going to be on Friday, so happy Ramadan to everyone. Saturday is our Earth Day. It's going to be raining, but that's okay, and we are seeing Tuesday, 30% chance of that rain. So make sure you're looking out for the rain over the weekend. Have a beautiful Earth Day, and look out for those really sunny and hot temperatures over throughout the week, and those colder temperatures coming in over the weekend. And we are going to be closing it out at the desk. Thank you so much.
That's right, yes. It's going to definitely, as Cicely was just talking about, going to be beautiful over the next couple of days. Could have a little bit of rain coming in on Saturday, but then it should clear out once again. Do you have any exciting plans over the next few days because it's going to be nice weather out?
Yeah, I'm definitely just looking forward to getting outside, spending some time with some friends, and just kind of enjoying the last couple weeks of the school year. I know summer is definitely right there on the horizon. I can taste it. Are you excited for summer?
I'm definitely excited for summer. Ready for the next couple of weeks and finals to pass and then enjoy the summer and hopefully a lot of sunshine. It's going to be hot like always here in Florida.
Yep.
I'll be in Florida. But,
yeah.
Looking forward for the summer, definitely.
Definitely, but also we have to keep in mind that with those hot temperatures and a lot of the wind that we've been experiencing, that is kind of favorable conditions for fire weather. So definitely be sure, especially if you are in the Southwest, to kind of just keep track of all that fire weather that's going on and just kind of be aware of the conditions that are around you, because those hot temperatures and that wind can definitely lead to some fires and just some severe weather.
That's right. Definitely be weather aware throughout fires and severe weather and some snowfall, as we mentioned, all throughout this show today. So you can follow us on Twitter at www.twitter.com/FSUweather.
Also make sure that you like us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/FSUweather.
You also might be watching us live on YouTube, but subscribe if you are.
And then also make sure to follow us on Instagram at FSUweather and also on TikTok.
That's right, yes. So now we're going to leave you guys with one last look at the 7-day. I'm Joey Silvestri.
And I'm student meteorologist Sloan Delaney.
Have a wonderful day.